na tayari nimeongea na wabunge wote, nimeongea na viongozi wengi, na nimewaambia njia ya kubadilisha mambo katika taifa letu la Kenya tuweze kupata pesa ya kutosha ni kutengeneza kitu inaitwa National Infrastructure Fund, ambaye sasa tutatafuta pesa kutoka kwa budget, tutaweka pesa kutoka kwa mambo ya privatization, tutaenda kwa capital markets to raise pesa, tutaenda pia katika masoko ya kimataifa so that we can securitize and be able to raise enough money to do all these dams. And I promise you, hiyo kazi tunaweza kufanya kwa muda mfupi. Hiyo pesa 1.5 trillion inaweza kuonekana ni pesa nyingi, lakini sio nyingi vile kama kuna mpango. So nimewaongelesha wabunge na nimewaambia kabla ya mwisho wa mwaka huu mimi napeleka mswada bunge, nataka wapitishe tutengeneze National Infrastructure Fund. Tayari mapendekezo yangu iko kwenye bunge. Wakipitisha, mimi nitapanga sasa vile hatutakuwa tunajenga dam kama ile ya Twake miaka 10. Hiyo ni dam inataka kujengwa miaka 2. Tukamilishe, halafu tuanze safari ya kuzalisha chakula. So mimi nataka nieleze watu wa Ukambani. Ni kweli maji ni ya muhimu Ukambani, na ni ya muhimu Ukambani kwa sababu Ukambani sehemu nyingi ni sehemu kame, na maji ni muhimu sio Ukambani peke yake, sehemu nyingi ya Kenya yenye iko arid na semi arid. Na hiyo ndio mpango yangu kwa mambo ya maji Ukambani na Kenya. And therefore my commitment to them is that at the moment we have discussions in Parliament on creating the National Infrastructure Fund that is going to support our construction of at least 50 mega dams, complete them in the shortest time possible, and we can then be able to produce food at a large scale through irrigation, because as we are talking, we have exhausted the land that we can use rain-fed agriculture. And that is why, as a nation, we are importing food. Now, unajua, as a country, 60 years after independence, it is not right that we are importing food into Kenya. We are supposed to be a net exporter of food. And that is my mission. Already, ukiona yale interventions tumefanya. Mimi niliwaeleza wa Kenya tuwache subsidy ya consumption, tufanye subsidy ya production. Ndio nikaenda nikapunguza gharama ya mbolea 7,000 mpaka 2,500. Tukapunguza gharama ya mbegu, tukasaidia wakulima kufanya registration, tukaondoa cartels na brokers na wale watu matapeli wa huko katikati. Leo kilimo imebadilika. We are producing more maize, we are producing more wheat, we are producing more sugarcane. In fact, we have reduced the importation of sugarcane by 70%. We are producing more coffee. We are getting better prices for coffee. We are getting better prices for tea. That is where we are taking the country. But that can be accelerated if we build the infrastructure to support our irrigation. And that is the plan I have, and that is the plan I'm executing.
Naam, asante sana. Umeeleza vyema mtukufu rais, lakini naomba nikuulize tu swali moja na si kwa ajili ya kurudia. Serikali ambazo zimepita zimekuwa zikipeana promise ya maji Keuo Ukamba. Kwa nini tukuamini wakati huu?
Itabidi mniamini
kwa
sababu wacha nikupatie sababu 3 kwa nini mniamini. Mimi niliwaeleza kwa mfano ya kwamba nitafanya program ya housing. Leo nikiongea na wewe madam, Na serikali nyingi zilisema manifesto ya housing imekuweko since 1963. Leo ndio program ya housing inaonekana Kenya mzima. We have 230,000 housing units going on. Jana nilikuwa Makueni, juzi nilikuwa Malingine, leo nimekuwa hapa. You can see it for yourself. Right? That is program number 1. Mimi niliwaeleza wa Kenya nitabadilisha maneno ama mfumo wa matibabu Kenya. For a long time, wananchi wengi walikuwa wanahangaika, mtu anaenda uza ng'ombe, anauza plot yake, anauza mali yake kulipa gharama ya hospitali. Today we have rolled out a comprehensive program ya SHA. Testimonies around Kenya, you can hear them everywhere, and it is just 1 year of implementation. I want to promise you, in the next 2-3 years, housing will change this country. The program of universal health coverage will change this country. Let me give you a final reason why you should believe what I'm saying. I told the people of Kenya that I am going to work on the economy. Yeah? Mimi nimekuta uchumi, dola ilikuwa imefika 167. Our dollar reserves ilikuwa imeshuka mpaka $5.7 billion. Ile kitu inaitwa inflation ilikuwa 9.6%. In 3 years, we have stabilized the economy. Many people expected Kenya to default on its obligations, right? I made a commitment to this country that Kenya will not default. We have reduced inflation. Tumetoa inflation from 9.6, sasa iko 4.5. Dollar reserves imetoka 5.7, we are now at $12 billion. Ile exchange rate ambayo ilikuwa imefika 167, sasa iko 128, 129. So when I tell you that it is doable, it may not happen in a day or a week or a month, maybe even not even in 1 year, but it will happen. So that is why I am telling you, we are going to match what we are saying with what we are doing. Many people are touting Thomases. Na wajaanza leo. You know, vile unasema tu, unasema, sasa tutakuamini ni kwa njia gani? It's because many people speak. And you know, that is why I am saying we need to raise the bar of leadership. You know? That is why I am challenging us who are leaders that we must match what we say with what we do. And I want to tell you, my dear sister, Kenya imechelewa miaka nyingi. Sio kwa sababu ya wananchi. Sio kwa sababu hatuna pesa. Sio kwa sababu hatuna mpango. Shida kubwa ni uongozi. The biggest problem ni uongozi. Kama mimi ningekuwa kiongozi hafifu, program ya housing would never have taken off. Program ya UHC would never have taken off. Easy programs zote because some of the programs are not necessarily popular, but they are the right things to do. You know? So, and that is how countries change. Countries are changing. Many people are now beginning to say, maybe Ruto knows what he's doing. Yeah? Because what they never believed that what we were saying, today the housing fund is doing 230,000 houses. We are doing 400 markets, including right behind here. We're going to be building a market at Kalondo here in Kitui. We are doing another market at Kabati. We are doing a market in Zombe. We are doing a market in a big market in Mwingi town. I handed over today a market that is complete in Kamuongo. So this is reality. This is not a story. This is not something that you saw the pictures of affordable housing in Makueni yesterday in Wote. Did you? Right?
Yes, we did.
So, you know, this is the kind of transformation that is going to change Kenya. Right? But it requires leadership that is committed, that is visionary, that has the courage to implement what they are doing.
Thank you,
I will tell you as I conclude. One writer said, a leader is measured by the vision he has and the price he is willing to pay to achieve it. Many people may have a vision, but they are not ready to pay the price for its achievement. I am ready to pay the price for the vision I believe in for this nation.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Andrew Mbuva, the end of Content So TV. And because you want us to believe you, I have 3 questions for you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. President, let me start with Twake. You talked of Twake. And we are seeing it being postponed to April. And you said that the government has sourced 9.3 million. Billion, yes, billion to complete. Maybe which phase are we talking of, and why should we believe you? Because it is not the first time that we are seeing Twake being postponed. Will it not get to April and then we start hearing stories? The other one, talking of the affordable houses, Mr. President, from where you sit, do you think these houses are really affordable? Because we understand that apart from what the monthly payment of maybe 3,000 that the locals have to pay once they get into the houses, there's like a deposit that has to be made for that house to be yours. Do you really believe that they are affordable to the mama bogas that you keep talking about? And again, we've heard that some are being started when there is no resettlement plan, and then it throws the governors into maybe a state of unknown, and then they keep delaying. Maybe, what do you have to say about that?
I think you have been reading a lot of social media. Let me tell you, Andrew, that for Twake, it is a big program. Yeah, and the reason why we have kept on postponing Twake is because we are using it, or we are building it on borrowed money. You know, if you are building it on somebody else's money, you can never be sure when you are going to complete it. And that is why I am saying we must change. We must have a national infrastructure fund that gives us a fund like the housing fund. Today, we have been able to build Kamungo Market in less than 1 year. Why? Because the resources are in our control. The housing fund is in our control. When we start, we know when we are going to finish. The reason why you see affordable housing, to your example, I was in Makueni yesterday, right? In that Wote, there are two housing projects. There is one that was called Civil Servants, that is now 35 years. It has not been completed. 35 years, it has not been completed. The one that I started 10 months ago is on 10th floor, right? Why? Because we are using our own resources to build the housing program that I have today. And I have thought about it from end to end, right? So the reason why Twake is delaying is because we are building it using borrowed money. So we speak to this guy, we get the other group, we get to the other bank, and you are not in control. That is why I'm saying we have to rethink the whole construction of our dam infrastructure. It is the reason why I am saying let us have a national infrastructure fund, the way we have the housing fund, that will make it possible for us to have control of when we are going to complete whatever project that we start. So don't worry about Twake. You know, it has delayed for almost 10 years. We will eventually, the government to complete it is my government. So don't worry about it. Let me also talk to you about affordable houses. You know, affordable housing is something that I have thought about very seriously. It is not something that arrived yesterday, and many governments have tried to figure it out. If you look at the house we are building today, under ordinary circumstances, a house that we are building for 2 million shillings would be something like 8-9 million shillings. Why? Because number one, land cost. Number two, cost of building. Number three, resources, borrowing money to buy the materials to build. So we have cut down on all those areas. We have cut down on the cost of land. We have cut down on the cost of money to build. We have cut down on making sure that we have a consistent and the contractors are paid consistently and on time. And that is why this house that is affordable, we have houses costing 600,000. We have houses costing 1 million shillings. We have houses costing 2 million shillings. I think the most expensive house is 3 million shillings. Ordinarily, you would never get a house of 3 million shillings anywhere. Houses start, the 3 bedrooms start from 10 million going upwards. So I can confirm to you that these houses are affordable. Of course, if there are different categories, there is a social house. For a social house, you don't need any deposit. For an affordable house, you need a deposit, which is 5% of the cost. For a market house, because there are 3 categories, there are people like you who have a good job that earns good money, and you want a good house, you know, a 3-bedroom, self-contained with many other amenities, then you pay a deposit. But people in the social category, the mama mbogas and the others, they do not have to pay any deposit. It is called rent to own. Are we together? So that is a position. And I want to, we are open. We are an open book for your information. You can check the numbers, and professionals can check the numbers. Those houses are truly very affordable. I would want to challenge you. Take time, Andrew. I want you to visit some of the social houses that have been built and go and interrogate those people, whether in Mukuru or in any other part of Kenya. You will discover that they are truly affordable houses.
Your Excellency, sir, my name is Dennis Tova. Dennis Tova is a news reporter with the Yani FM. Your Excellency, you have talked about borrowed money. Borrowed money. For the last 2 days, you have been in this Ukambani region. You have promised projects worth billions of money to support development in this region. Your Excellency, can you specify so far how much money has been released to support all those projects, and maybe what are some of the timelines? Thank you, sir.
Of course, we have, for example, we have discussed about, for Kitui, 15 billion shillings for affordable housing, for markets, and for hostels. I can tell you that money is in our budget, and it is not borrowed money, right? It is not borrowed money. It is our money under the housing fund. I have talked about the roads. The roads, we have securitized our own resources, right? For Kitui, we have already in the budget 1.5 billion shillings to support the roads in Kitui. The roads will be built over a year or 2 years. We have agreed, we know how we are going to raise the next money. We know how we are going to raise the next money to make sure that all these projects are done. Electricity. I have discussed electricity today. We have 2.3 billion shillings already in our books for Kitui County. It is not money we are going to look for. And in fact, the 2.3 billion worth of electrification in Kitui County will be completed by June next year. That is already set out. It is the same thing. In Makueni County, we are deploying 2 billion shillings for rural electrification. It is money we already have in our budget. It is money that is already available. By June